What's up, guys? Welcome back to another action-packed adventure here on AC Designs Garage, and today we're going to be putting the good old Turbski and 2K Clear to the test. We're going to torture test it like we did the old Cerakote a while back with some extreme measures just to see how it reacts, and it's just going to be a fun little video, but we got some pretty outrageous stuff we're going to do to this door out here, so make sure you stay tuned to see if anything blows up. So what we have today, we're going to do, I'm going to start from minimal to extreme here. So we're going to start, I got some media out of my sandblast cabinet. We're going to violently chunk it at this door, see if it does anything. Then we're going to move on up into the chain of danger. We're going to spray her with a little non-chlorinated brake cleaner. Might involve some MAC gas on top of that, we'll see. Then we're going to the old chain. And last but not least, we're going to strip it down and see if it's still gummy down on the inside. Some people saying that this stuff won't hold up, it'll just flake off sitting out here and all this stuff. I've had pretty good results with it, so that's why I wanted to abuse it. We got the old beat up Camaro door. No, I'm not tearing up the good door that we painted the black, but I got the color a lot of you guys have requested coming up soon, the old smoke gray with some 2K on it, cut and buff. Wow, it's gonna be gorgeous. Anyhow, let's get out here. I'm gonna show you our test subject. Okay, no, we're not messing with that. Yeah, but we do got the old 68 Camaro door that's dinged all up and rusted, and it's got Vice Grip Garage clear on it, it's got Spray Max clear on it, it's got turbo flat, turbo gloss, I don't know what all color, I think it's got a metallic and everything under it. So we're just going to put this unit here through the test, because if it messes it up, who cares? I got to strip it down anyway if we decide to ever fix it. But yeah, that's what we're going to work with today. So let me get in here and get the old goodies and see what we can do with it. We may throw a little key job in. I've never keyed paint before, and I think it'll hurt me down deep into my soul. I just don't think I can do it, but I'm going to try it. So we'll use the old Volkswagen key on it because it's the dullest. But yeah, just want to see some light abrasions, see how it holds up. Make sure it just don't flake and pop off like everybody says it's going to. All right, guys, first test is going to be this. I think it's like coal slag or something they grind up. It's pretty aggressive stuff, and this black should show it. So we're going to see if it does any damage. I'm sure it may do a little, but we're going to see. Test number one. This is the least aggressive. Ka-cha! Let's give them 3 for Dale. I know that's not as aggressive as it needs to be yet. We're starting low and working our way up. So, get our blow nozzle here. See if we've done any damage. Test one. I don't think there's any damage here. Of course, that's what I expected. All right. Test number 2. Let's see what we're gonna do here. All right. Okay, the next test is gonna be fire. Don't try this at home. I am a trained professional. So what I'm gonna do is a little brake clean, a little fire. We're gonna set it ablaze. Not a whole lot. And then we're gonna let it burn out naturally. We're gonna go back and assess the damage. So let's go do that real quick. I'm gonna add flames to the door. Hope this goes well. Okay, the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna put this down first. I'm gonna get this can way away from here, and then we're gonna add a little graphics, flame graphics to it. Can far away. Far. Well, that didn't last long, but it did do a little damage. It didn't roll it though. I wonder if we could clean that off. Can you guys see that? Did a little charring on there. So, let me get a rag, see if I can wipe it off or if it done permanent damage. I will say that that right there fell under the torture. Let's see if it'll buff out any with just a little spray way cleaner. Yeah, I will say, guys, look at that. Let's let her soak for a minute and see if we can clean this up. I can't remember. I think this is the Vice Grip Garage clear over top of the turbo. I can't remember if it's they're all 2K clears, so this will show you that even if you put flames on your vice grip garage clear, that looks like it's, look at that, guys. It's got just a little etch here, but I think polish would take it out. But check it out, all the fire remnants are gone. Make sure we ain't up to real hot temperature and stuff. Also, guys, I'm gonna drop some of the links to these products that I'm using here in the description box below. The clears, the paint, the other stuff. If you want to test your own, just don't go test it on your own car. That's why I'm using garbage here to give it to the extreme test here. But we're gonna link it down below. Amazon affiliate links. It gives me a very wee small percentage off qualified purchases at no additional cost to you guys. Just gives you a cool little place to go scoop it up. Also, while we're on the subject here, if you want one of these rad Death Before Electric AC Designs Garage t-shirts, pow, or Shakemaster 4000, make sure you head on over to www.acdesignsgarage.com, scoop you one up. I really appreciate all you guys' support. You guys are super rad. Now back to the destruction. All right, now what we're going to be doing is the shock test, the shocker. We're going to go in here and I'm going to throw a little heat to it. I don't know if I'm going to, I don't know, the fire's pretty cool. So we're going to do the fire, then I'm just going to heat it up a little bit, torch. Then we got some regular old bottled agua here, water like we call it down south. We'll pour it on there. So it's going to go from hot, super hot, to cold, and see if it just blows off the panel like everybody says. I don't know. Then we're going to get into the real test of destruction. Here we go. Oh, she's scarred. Let's put a little more heat to her. All right, heat. Cold. Heat. Cold. One more. Cold. All right, that's enough destruction. She's smoking. A little bit more. All right, let's see how this does. We'll give her a good wipe down. Now that there looks like it's a little stained a little more. Gonna get me another rag and then we'll try to spray-way. Spray-way works good for everything. All right, we'll do a little spray-way on there. All right. And we got, I think I'm gonna do a grand finale on this one, just for giggles. The super destruction I think I'm going to do over here on the other end. What do you guys think about it? You see it's got that pretty bad look to it right there. I may add y'all a little extra something. I may come back and see if we can cut and buff this out and make it actually look good. You see what it's been through. It's been on fire. It's had sand thrown out, all that. We may try that and see if it can come back to just a glorious finish that was prettier than it was when we started. All right, time for the fun stuff. So we're fixing to break out the chain, and I know it's gonna chip it. I know this stuff's not bulletproof. It's not like Cerakote, but I know it's gonna chip it, but I wanna see how bad it chips, or if it flakes off, or if it just puts little divots in it. And then after that, we're gonna put taking the paint off. See how bad it is. Another thing guys are saying, oh, you shouldn't put that stuff on there because it's so hard to get off. Well, we're gonna find out, and I'm gonna show you what I'm using. So anyhow, let's get to the chain of destruction. This really hurts my soul, guys. I know it's just an old beat up door. I just can't help it. So what I got here is just a regular old chain. And I guess if you was distressing it, like something from an old WWF wrestling match, don't it? So I guess if you was distressing it, this would be something you could use. So I'm gonna leave it like this, and listen guys, I'm not going crazy. I know you can knock a dent in it, and this is hurting my soul as I'm doing it, so here we go. Wow. Okay, that's gonna about to fall off. One more. One more. Okay, that's all I can handle, guys. And it did do some boogering, but it just salt and peppered it a little bit. But this is 100 psi. I hit it pretty aggressively, guys, and it just it took it. I mean, it ain't flaking off, little small chips, but man, you know, a lot of times you hit it with 100 psi, it'll come off in sheets when you start hitting air to it and stuff like that, but it just chipped where it hit, guys. Very impressed. Very impressed. Okay, guys, this is the first for me in my 47 years here on Earth to do this, and this really hurts my soul. How somebody could do this, I don't understand. But anyway, this is for demonstration purposes only. We're going to use the good old 66 VW key, and I'm going to do a light abrasion test of pinstriping here on the boogered up side. So here we go. I'm not even sure I know how to do this. I'm actually pushing pretty hard, guys. You see how hard I'm pressing? It'll just catch every now and then. I mean, I'm gonna go full bore, I guess the way people do this. Oh, hurt my soul. Oh gosh. I can't even do this good, guys. Anyways, that was a pretty hard keying, and it just skipped around. Okay. Okay, that's all I can do. I can't do no more than that. But held up pretty good. Little roll there. Not bad, nothing you couldn't DA down and reshoot. Now for the we ain't coming back from this test, the good old paint stripping wheel. Now, I don't know if they still have this brand. This is Dura Peak or whatever, 4.5 inch, 7/8 inch arb, 11,000 RPM maximum. But this right here, if you've been following the channel a long time, you know that I shot a Sawzall blade through my hand. Well, one of these wheels is what caught it and shot it through my hand, just to let you know. So I'm kind of PTSD over these things. When I pick them up, it just makes my skin crawl. But I'm gonna do it for you guys. But here's what it's called, a clean and strip disc. These do work very well for stripping paint. The purpose of this process, I know it's gonna take its paint off, but we wanna see, is it still gummy underneath? Because everybody says, and a lot of times this enamel will stay gummy for a long time. But we're gonna try it. It's got clear coat, it's got enamel, it's got clear coat, it's got enamel. So we're gonna go through the layers and I'm gonna check them and see if they're gummy. Here we go. Well, guys, this stuff strips pretty easy. Maybe they wasn't using the right tools. I like these things here. They'll gum up and this stuff will flake off. Let's see if it's gummy. I mean, that's nice, pretty bare metal. I don't really feel any real gumminess to it. See, it's had 1, 2, 3, it's had about 4 paint jobs on it. But man, that stuff stripped it down. It's not that hot. One thing I like about it don't run the temperature up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this area right here. We'll clean it off, and then before we throw it back outside, I'll just blow some more paint on it so it don't rust. But look at that, stuff stripped off easy. You don't lay down on it real hard. You just let the disc do the job. So let's do a little more. It may be a hair gummy under there. I was wanting to just get down a layer at a time to see, but it's not bad, guys. It's not bad filling up the disc. So Man, that little thing puts a nice finish. Look at that, guys. It didn't take, you saw live, I didn't speed nothing up on it. I done it as is. That's probably a 10-inch by 1 foot section, maybe. Smooth as it can be. That thing does a good job on prepping the metal, but like I said, as long as you don't hold that thing there, and the good thing about this disc is that it don't take any metal off. It's not throwing sparks or anything. It will heat it up a little if you stay on it too long, so just do like I did and just run back and forth and go back. Don't just sit there in one spot till it cuts all the way through, because it can get hot and that can warp it. As for all the naysayers that says, oh, you can't strip that stuff, you'll play the devil trying to get that stuff off, you're wasting your time and all this. If you use the right tools, guys, that stuff will strip right off. That was 4 or 5 paint jobs with clear in between them. So just saying, guys. And them things are pretty cheap. Now the 3M ones are a little pricier, but those there, I'll find you some and link them down below, but those things are pretty cheap. All right, let's go to the good old, let's see if we can make this over here that we burnt to a crisp and cooled and burnt and cooled and all that stuff. Let's see if we can go over here and wet sand and polish it up and really make it look good. So I'm gonna get you over here. We're gonna look at it once again. See how she's all boogered up and stuff. Where the fire burnt it. Now I'm gonna go get the old Harbor Freight buffer. I'm just gonna do 2,500, a little bit of water, and we'll just go over that little area right there and cut and buff it and see how she looks. All right, I'm gonna lay it out so it's easier to see. Yeah, we'll do part of it. So we're gonna put a little agua on there. We're just using old 2,500 wet in our Murder Guard soft block. Fold her over. Wet this a little bit. We're gonna see if we can restore this. 25 is probably not rough enough to get this peel out, but I didn't want to waste a bunch of sandpaper. And no, I know I'm not sanding in the right directions and stuff. I'm just trying to keep it inside the little box here. It really needs to be 1,500 probably to get this old rough orange peel out of it. All right, that's probably about good enough. Yeah, I say that's good enough. We'll buffer now. Pull this out of the way so I don't get goo all on my buffing pads, and I'll dry us off and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're to the buffing part. We're using the good old Bauer DA buffer I got from old Harbor Freight. Got the 6-inch microfiber Meguiar's buffing pads, and the Meguiar's M105 compound is my go-to stuff. Just gonna masuji it in. What do you guys think? This stuff's a lot tougher than I thought it is. Main reason for me doing these videos is I just want to see how tough this stuff actually is. And it's passing all the tests, guys. I mean, we burned it, we chained it, we keyed it, we shocked it. We done about everything I would never do to a paint job. Now, I didn't cut it like we normally do to cut it super flat. It still got a little peel. I just want to see how it turns out. We're gonna give it a quick buff. I'm probably not gonna polish and all that, but I'm gonna buff this section. We'll wipe her all down, and we'll take a last glimpse at it, see what it does. I'll say, I think this is that Vice Grip Garage Clear. It says to cut and buff within 48 hours. You better cut and buff it within 48 hours, because this stuff is hard to rock, boy. She looking pretty snazzy. Give her a little bit more. This thing is not going to stay up here on this thing for some reason. I'm having to buff it with one hand, but I can do that. Alright, let's see if y'all can tell. Peel, 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 peel. Slicker and snot. Peel, 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 and burn places. So, hope you guys can see that. I can see it really good in person, but it's hard to tell on here. But look, right there's the little burn marks. That reflection right there. All the burn marks are gone. Yeah, I mean, we set this thing on fire, cut and buffed it. Like I said, now this stuff does this stuff does need to crow. I'm filming. This stuff does need to be cut and buffed within 48 hours, I think it said. But anyway, look at that. Slicker and snot, burnt. What more can you ask for, guys? So right now I'm gonna do a full cleanup on this thing real quick. We're just gonna, and we'll end off this tour of destruction here on the old Rustoleum Turbo Paint Vice Grip Garage Spray Max 2K Clear, because I can list all these paint jobs was on this door. This stuff will take a licking and keep on ticking. She's been keyed, chained, burnt, buffed, ground. More destruction than any one vehicle should ever have to be gone through. So, check it out. Get up here and see if you can see the buff section any better or not. I don't know. It's hard to film these things with the sun out and stuff. Yeah, anyways, all the burn marks are buffed out and looking good. Like I said, this here could be just DA'd back and a little high build primer put on them and done. You can see how good that takes that down to even prep your metal. We'll list all these products down below. But yeah, check it out. Telling you guys, more I use this Rustoleum, this 2K stuff, I just can't be beat. It just, for the price, it just holds up. I mean, this door here's been sitting outside for Lord knows how long. It's got 5 paint jobs on it. It's stripped down just fine. And if it gums up on the wheels right there, you can have your little piece of angle iron over here to the side that start to gumming up. You can just bump it a couple times. It'll take all that off and go back to grinding. But I didn't see any big problem with, no different than stripping anything else. Stripping paint's not fun. And yeah, 4 different paint jobs of Rustoleum on here with the clear mixed in, and it still cut the stuff off. Look at it. These things work good. All right, guys, hope y'all enjoyed that fun little video on the tour of destruction on the Rustoleum Turbo 2K Clear combination. I myself wanted to try it to see how tough it is. We threw chains at it, we set it on fire, we keyed it, we cut and buffed it. It done everything it was supposed to do. I'm still impressed with this stuff. It grinds off pretty easy if you need to strip it. So I have no problems with it. We're gonna keep pushing it. If you got any more ideas on what do you want to see color wise, or how you want to see stuff, you want to see graphics, if you want to see any other destruction to it, I don't know what else you can do to it, to prove that it's pretty decent stuff, guys. I mean, I like it. I'm going to keep using it. And remember, be kind to one another. Jesus loves you, so do we. God bless. We're gone.